What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Brave Exit with Taj. How's everybody going? Doing good? Yeah. See, there's some things going on over here. I'm gonna try to voice out of here. So I just wanted to go over why I picked what I picked, why we're at where we're at, and what's going on. So with the last podcast that we had, I hadn't we haven't done really much of an episode since the day before Christmas. And, I like to touch base with everybody, what's going on. Cody has been focusing on his business, and he's constantly working. So, he probably works 7 days a week. He also, has a +1 now, and we really haven't seen each other so much throughout, after the holidays. It was more of just the approach that I felt, where I think I needed to do things on my own and he needed to do things on his own. We're still friends, I just don't see him as often. I'm very big on how I read people, and sometimes you just have to part ways and do things on your own, and that's kind of where we're at. I still talk to him. We're still really good friends. You might see him every now and then, pop up on an episode. I don't know where the podcast would ever go to after, me doing my thing and him doing his thing. But I'm happy for him, but I do want to talk about why I chose the title that I chose. A lot of things have happened in the last 5-6 months where, you have people that are in your lives that can be in your lives forever, and you have people that are in your lives that are only in your life for a short amount of time. I build a lot of friendships by getting to know somebody and understanding, why they're hurt, why they act the way they do. Same thing with me. Like, I give 110%, they give 110%, but then sometimes people change and nothing on their end, but if they change the friendship too, it kind of hits differently. And you could ask a lot of other people that I'm friends with. I stay connect all the time. I check up. I do things that are just weird. Not weird, but I check up on my people. I check up on them all the time. I check up on you when you least expect it. Now, if you respond back to me, that's on your end. But if you don't respond, or don't make time, I just see it. It's the way you react to situations at hand. So the Brave Exit for me is kind of it's not really a shut door. It's just sometimes you have to man out to develop other, conscience, and just understand the process at hand that's going on right then and there, which I actually had to do recently on this trip. I had a friendship for about 6 years, and it kind of the individual showed me the kind of person she was, and I knew that's the kind of person she was, but also, if you have to pull attention away from what's actually happening, and put it on yourself, I feel like that's very selfish for thy individual. And this was not Cody, okay? I'm not saying that. I'm saying there was somebody else on my trip who had to make situation about themselves, especially at my birthday dinner, which, that drama, bro. That drama was so intense and so funny, which we'll talk about in another episode, because I got to finish out that story. You guys got to know. But I want this to be like a safe space for other people to come on and tell me about something that, that just hit you the wrong way and you knew you had to cut out. So for the last, like August 11th, I started with Cracker Barrel, okay? And I was their retail manager. Now, they do as much icing and coating they can do to get you in to work for the company. And you get to learn everything down in home office, and everything's great, and then you get into the real life situation. Now, I trained at a different store, fell in love with that staff, okay? If anything, I would have gone and worked for them. But I got to see a different side of the person that actually hired me, and just her nitpicking. She would always be like, I used to be a store manager for this many years, and this is how we did things. Well, okay, so that's kind of the training process that went through, and for the longest time, that's kind of what I had to deal with. So it just got too much. To a point, it was, I believe, May 1st. Came in, started bitching about something that I had the day before off. Just got into the building. She just told me she was going to be there. Started yelling at me. Got the general manager involved. Brought the general manager out. Started yelling at her. General manager stood up and was like, well, the landscaping crew was just here yesterday, so it's really on them. And she apologized to the general manager, didn't say anything to me. It was more of a standpoint on my own to kind of just be like, do I need that? No. The toxic energy, you've really got to take care of what's up here. And I had to part ways. It was not a good feel for myself. It's not the kind of person I am. It's not what I promote in life, for you to stand on your own 2 feet and stand for yourself. I get it. Like, you have to, make money. I get it. Like, you have to do what you have to do. But there's only so much BS that you should tolerate anywhere you work. And that's how I feel. I feel like that anywhere you go. Have I walked out at other jobs? One time. Yeah, one other time. But I didn't tell anybody, just kind of left. I left a nice pair of Timberlands in that locker too, which I feel bad about, but whatever. But yeah, you shouldn't tolerate people's bullshit. You got to know your worth. Now, if you're dumb and you're making money, bite your tongue. If you know nobody's going to take you, bite your tongue. No, don't ever do that. You have to know your worth. You got to know your worth in life. You have to know that, there are better things out there, and there's somebody's going to pick you up. That being said, I did leave a really good team, which is one thing I'm sad about, because I probably won't go into that building until they flush out all the management side of things, because I didn't leave on a good note for the restaurant side either. I feel horrible. There's a bunch of servers, and I hope they see this, a bunch of the retail team, I hope you see this, that are amazing. You guys are talented people, and I know you could get out of that place. If you feel like you're gonna stay, just keep up on your morals. But if you have managers that are calling you idiots sometimes, I don't think it's worth it. It's not good for your mental health at all. I do miss my team of ladies that kept me going all the time. But same thing, like when I worked for CVS, I had a great team. Well, one person, and then a couple people in the pharmacy. But you have to protect it. Like, if you don't protect this up here, it's not going to go. So the Brave exit is basically just a commitment to you guys. Like, you have to be the better judge on your end when it's a good time to part. Whether that's in employment, friendship, family, um, any of that stuff. Relationships, for a while there, I didn't know where my head was, but found common ground. We've worked on it. Things are a lot better. Same thing with your friends. Like, there's people you don't see maybe once a year, maybe once every 3 years. They still contact you. They still talk to you. Um, there's people that I used to hang out with all the time, and I kind of gave that up, because it should work both ways, where one person reaches out to you versus the other. It shouldn't always be one person. So I've cut back on a lot. Am I needy? Not really. But when you tell me about your life and you're trying to do better and you want to do this or you want to do that, but when team A tries to make plans with team B and you're always just pushing it off, there just gets to a time that it's just like, all right, just reach out when you got time. Okay, still friends with you, but reach out when you have time. I'll make time and we'll try to make this work. But you can't drag that relationship or friendship or familyship with you. If people can't make time for you and you make time for them, it's just not worth it. It's going to beat you up in the head. And that's kind of where, like, I want my viewers to stand up for themselves, know who you are, know what you're accomplishing in life, and chase it, okay? I keep telling myself I'm going to start a business. I want to do the bakery thing, and then I haven't, because I've been so focused on everybody else instead of myself. So this year's different. I'm definitely doing a little bit different things. Still want to do the bakery, but I have another business plan that is probably going to be a little bit more effective this summer, and then we'll go back into the bakery this winter. But I want to touch base with everybody. I want to walk through everybody's lifestyles and everything that they're going on. So if you have any topics that you want me to talk about, that I could research about you, or just a good place we could go eat some chicken wings and chit chat about nonsense. I want to be with my people. I know, in 2 Cups of Juice, we really talked a lot about myself, which I realized all my crazy mad stories. I still have a lot of crazy mad stories. Will you see me drinking on here? Probably not. I've kind of cut back on that. I literally drink maybe twice a year now. One is when I go to Atlantic City on Dottie's destination for St. Patty's Day. And the other time, probably around my birthday. I really cut back on drinking. It doesn't feel good, when it gets too crazy. So, but yeah, you got to take care of your brain. That's it. Mental strength is definitely your number one. Excuse me. I've been drinking these. So I've been trying to cut back on soda, because if you see this, it's a little chubby here. This is the last thing I'm trying to get rid of. If anybody has any ideas of what I could do to get rid of this double chin, when I take photos and stuff, apparently I go like this and I need to push my neck out, but I don't. But anyways, I'm drinking, it's called Splash Refresher Sparkling. It's called Rocket Freeze, but that's what that is. I got this at BB's. I think they used to sell it at Wise at our local grocery store. This stuff's amazing. I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm gone, because I don't think they sell it at the store anymore. It was like a summer thing. But I'm trying to stop drinking soda. My biggest problem is carbonation. I usually go get the giant bottles of flavored sparkling water, or giant whatever. It's good. That weird bubbly effect. It's a great feeling. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with the Brave exit. I want to hear about stories from everybody. If you want to send me an email, I'll drop my email in here, and I could definitely read it via podcast. Please give me every detail you can. And then, I'll probably name the episode about you or something keen in your email to, but it happens. It happens every day. Like, friendships are gone. You could be friends for like 20 years and just snap, it's done. Like, it's so crazy. I had a lot of friendships growing up when I lived out here in PA. A lot of them we're still really good friends. I might see them maybe 4 times a year, and it's like the best feeling because when you see each other, it's just like after that we hug each other out. I'll see you next time, yada yada yada. But it's the best feeling. Like, those 20-year friendships that I thought was going to be hard to rediscover in the new limelight coming back over to PA was great. And then I have friendships from California. I have one friend, I don't really talk to her, but she's on, I believe, my Instagram. Her name's LJ. I call her LJ. It's actually Lee Janey. I've been friends with her since 6th grade in Hawaii. I don't really talk to her that much, but, I definitely focus in. I have a good friend named Matt, and I'm going to butcher her name, Monica. Matt and Monica, and their 2 little ones. I believe they're in Missouri. I keep tabs with him. I mean, there's just those friendships and bonds. I have a really good friend named Alina. She lives in Virginia Beach. We've been friends since, I think, 9th grade. I'm pretty sure it's 9th grade. We rode the bus together. She was like just that type of person that would get along with everybody, but also that same type of person that won't tolerate the bullshit. She is one of my most experienced people I've been around to help me understand the person I am today and to not tolerate the bullshit. Now, the not tolerate the bullshit stuff, I tolerated a lot of bullshit growing up. Then I have a really good friend, Lindsay. The list goes on, and Lindsay has been one of my rocks for the longest time. Lindsay and Laura, when my grandma passed away, they were there. No disrespect, they made me laugh at my grandma's funeral because I was feeling like shit. I moved to California back in 2008. And then I would come back periodically when I had time, or if something dramatic happened, and something did happen while I was away. I wish that I had more time. You wish you had time with people before they go to understand, those adventures, and it just feels like you don't have enough time with people. That's why I cherish my friendships like family completely. But sometimes certain individuals just don't want that. They want that dramatic just lifestyle, and it's not something I want to have around me on a family note, because I want to protect my family, and most of my friends are included in that family. I build these bonds with you. I want to know. It's like going on a first date. When I meet somebody, like, I want to know your fucking birthday. I want to know if we're going to be best friends. We have to have some sort of common ground to make it make sense, okay? Like, I thought for the longest time, do I really want to co-host for this new podcast? And I just didn't want one single person that had to dedicate themselves to me at least once a week. Even though, we're going to try to keep them as minimal as possible so you guys just chime in. But there might be some heart-to-heart stories where I come on here and just cry it out and expect one of my friends to reach out to me and ask me if I'm okay. So, I have a huge family line. They come from everywhere, you know. Um, I have, I call them my gay nephews. They know exactly who they are. I got two of them, okay? And it's just kind of a nice feeling. Now, I didn't start them as my gay nephews, but I've adopted them as the gay nephews. They're younger, you know, there's different things in life that they haven't experienced, that I've experienced, but I also go into like protective dad mode when they're around me. It's just automatic. That's how I treat them. I want nothing but the best for them, and they know who they are. If they get to watch this episode, which I hope they do, they could comment in the section where it's like, they're talking about me. Love those guys to death. So, you know, protect those people. Protect those people because one, you don't know when the last time you're going to talk to them. Two, you don't know the last time you're going to see them. And if you've had a falling out with somebody, you know, captivate that moment. Understand why. Is there time to rescue it? Like, is there still time for you to like save that friendship, save that relationship you have with somebody, or like, is it done? You know, I just ended a friendship of 6 years because of the nonsense of what happened on vacation. And you guys have to tune in for that part too. It's coming. It's coming. But yeah, just protect your assets. That's what I tell people. It's like they're priceless. It literally takes a conversation. You have to understand the situation and get down to deets. Like, you know, I have other people that we don't talk that much, but we resurrected our friendship in a different matter, whether it was a group setting and whatnot. Like, I got to see somebody I haven't seen in a while and was so happy to give her a hug. Like, it was the best feeling. It just felt, it wasn't more closure. It was like re-exposure to that friendship that we were developing. So, like, I feel like it's great. And, like, there's a new start there. So I'm hoping that works out. You know, you lose time. You literally lose time with people. And you, you can't get it back. I mean, if there's a way you could get lost time back, great. But just remember, you think about that stuff. You think about the last fight you had about something stupid, or like you decided not to go somewhere, and then they're kind of laying up on their deathbed. So like, just remember those counteractions. You could fight with somebody and, you know, not talk to them. And, you know, I'm living an experience in that right now. Like, I have a lot of family drama, and I know we talk about it. But like, I love my parents. I love my dad. I love my stepmom, my sisters. But there's definitely drama there. I mean, I just had a great aunt pass away, and her one sister wasn't talking to her for the longest time, and then she passed away. And I feel like my one aunt regrets it because I don't know the last time they talked. I want to say it's probably been about 3 years or 2 years, maybe. Not even a hello, I love you, hope you're doing okay. Like, that kind of stuff drives me crazy. Check up on your people, okay? Like, if you hate them, check up on them. They still care about you. Deep down inside, they are still thinking about you. Even if they're still thinking about the bullshit that you're dealing with, they still care about you. They still think about you. Okay? Don't let that stuff go. That brave exit, yes, you drew a line somewhere. But be that grown up person too to start again. Build it, build that trust. You're not going to like half the stuff they say, they're not going to like half the stuff you say. But as long as there's some love in there, you got it. Well, guys, till next time, I'll see ya.